This is up. Let's see if we're live. Can everyone hear me? Oops, that's Discord. I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. Goofy, 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 yeah. Okay, am I coming through? Hey there. Hi there. Am I coming through? Oh, yeah, I am too. Okay. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everyone. Mindfulpig here. This is another episode of the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, we will be discussing gaming lawsuits. Yeah, buddy. Let me just quickly go over to the Discord. Let the homies know that we are live. Daily fact number 314. The first female guest host of Saturday Night Live was actress Candice Bergen. Fuck. This is good actually. Okay, y'all need to know that I am the worst at pronouncing names and pretty much anything. Actually, the whole English dictionary is just a slaughter fest. So, if I don't say both the first and last name of some people, that is why. I just know I'm gonna butcher it. So, why try if you know you're gonna screw up, right? That's the motto in life. Okay, I really like that one, so we're gonna stick with that one. Okay, what else did I have to do here? Let's go to Twitch. Quickly deal with this. This must be really I do fix it for the audio version, but the audio version must be a wild ride. Like, you guys must turn this on and be like, I don't know what the hell he's gonna be doing this week. It's crazy son of a gun. My mom was really cute. She sent me a text this week to tell me that she watched the podcast, right? And then she's like, "Here you go, sweetie. This is the thing that you were trying to talk about." And I was like, "Oh, Mom, you're so sweet." I already had that video up, but you're sweet. um, so as you may or may not be aware, last week we didn't do a podcast episode. So if you're on YouTube or Spotify, you didn't notice because I was still uploading them podcasts, baby, because we're so behind. I think right now, actually, if I stick to my game plan, we should have the one I'm working on finished, and then we have this one to edit. And after that, we should be caught up. We'll be back to 100% for the podcast, which is good because I need that spare time so I can start recording a few other videos I wanted to. So if y'all don't know, in my birthday month in July, so literally 2 months, we've been trying to get caught up on these podcasts, right? But in July, I got a bunch of food from the States. So I wanted to try that all out and let you guys know what I thought about it, kind of like I did in my old video. Oh, goody gosh. I think that was like, what, a couple months ago I did that one? I say a couple months ago, but it was like probably April or May that I'm thinking of. But yeah, so we're going to do another one of those, but with some more States food. And I also got from Cheyenne, I don't think it was anything special. I think she just bought it just to buy it, so I'd have one. But she bought me like this little care package that has a bunch of Japanese snacks in it. So I also want to try that one to give my review on it. So there's one video, because I'll just put them together. That you guys got to look forward to. I also want to do a few like quick little live streams, like nothing big, maybe just like a 30-minute stream, or even I might just make it into videos. But a few things to start pumping up the award show because we're getting mighty close to that. I definitely need to open it up on Discord now and start telling people, hey, now's the time to vote. Start looking into who you like, etc., etc. So Friday, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll just sacrifice time on Friday. I'll spend an hour getting the award show put together, and we'll get that opened up. So we could start that as soon as possible. As far as September goes, we are at 11 out of the 20 subs for the month, so that's pretty damn good. And as I said before, if I do hit that target right, then we go beyond the bucket of chicken, and it would start to get kind of funky with things, right? Like you can add coleslaw. I mean, you could add another chicken if you want to, but you can actually pick and choose things off that menu and add it into it. Hey, Tommy, there you are, my friend. There you are. So yeah, we have that going on. I think that's pretty much it, in all honesty. And then October, as a big thank you to Jimmy, I'm going to be playing a lot of Resident Evil. I'll still play other horror games, but to be clear, October will be just horror-related games. So, no Gems of War, no Fall Guys, no Genshin, unless they have like a Halloween theme in the game. It has to be something Halloween or horror related. Hey Marie. Hey, what if I could do shoutouts on this chat menu? Let's see if it works the same way, because it is connected to Twitch. Shout out at Tommy. Did it work? Oh, snap, it works. Dope. Yeah, so we got that going on. Just gonna type out Marie's here. I know you don't stream, Marie, but you gotta be represented. 9-5. And will it work? Twice! Yes, it did! Okay, so there we go. Shoutouts complete. One day, you will surprise us all with a random pop-up stream. I'm actually excited to see like what you would pick as your game. You know what I mean? Like, what would be that game that you were like, you know what, I gotta stream this shit. No worries. Like I said, maybe one day, we'll just all hype you up. It'd be RimWorld? Oh, nice. Yeah, you are a big fan of that one. Actually, that would make sense. That'd be cool to see. I don't think I've ever actually watched someone play RimWorld. So that'd be a brand new experience for me to witness. Resident Evil, you gotta get the Resident Evil Code Veronica. Well, to make you happy, Tommy, I am gonna play Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, because I'm gonna get that combination package. I have Resident Evil 4, not the newer version, but just like I think it's like the better graphics version. I don't know what you want to call that, but it's still like the old school Resident Evil 4. It was just like a little bit better quality. So those three are for sure. I definitely, if I can get the Xbox working, then we have a little more options. I have Resident Evil 7 on the Xbox, so that would be nice. I do want to try 2 and 3 as well. What's the other one? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Jimmy brought up one yesterday that he said I should try. Revelations? I think that was one of them. So yeah, it'll be a lot of Resident Evil games. But to be clear, right, I've played a lot of Resident Evil that month, but like Tommy or Marie or whoever else has like horror games that they would like to see me play, like please still suggest them. I have a whole month where I just play horror games. So yeah. And if you don't know, I mean Tommy knows, but for anyone that's new, I'm shit at them because I'm always scared when I play those games. Like it's gonna be a lot of panic for Mindful. I honestly wish I could figure out like how to do like a heart monitor for those streams. Like I know my trusty Chromebook here probably couldn't handle that, but it would be kind of cool because yeah, it would definitely be racing. Sorry, you caught my eye there with 100 babies. What is this? If you're interested, always does dumb challenges. Like, can you win starting as 100 babies? Oh my god. Okay, I'll have to highlight that one so I don't forget that person. Is it? Oh, restream. You're so weird how you do things. Okay, whatever. I'll grab that afterwards. No big deal. Yeah, I can't even. Okay, whatever. I'll grab it afterwards though, because that looks funny. I want to see what this is all about. Um, Resident Evil remake probably, but even that is super awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, I can't remember what happened, Tommy. I think you were just busy at the time last year when I played Resident Evil 7. So at least now I got you, I got Jimmy that I could run to and get advice from when I'm playing those games. Because that was the only reason I fell off Resident Evil 7 last year. Is I really didn't know what to do. Like I think there was one part where I snuck through. I want to say like this crack in the wall, and I came through the other side. Break on through the other side. Okay, anyway, and then I was in this like projector room, and then as you leave the projector room, there's this big dining room table, and I think like the kitchen's in front of you, and the main area is like the dining room table, and that's when is his name Jack, like the main bad guy, or whatever you want to call him. He starts to come down the stairs. He's chasing you, and you have to basically like navigate your way to where you're supposed to go while he's chasing you. And it was at that particular moment I knew I was not going to get any further in that game because I was like, I'm too paranoid. I love that, Tommy. Honestly, I appreciate it. I said you've always been a huge help in games that you have played long before I have, so I always appreciate your guidance. Lord knows you've helped me many times in Gems of War and Genshin and Fall Guys, even though I don't have the reflexes for that game. That's okay. So that's Mindfuls. Um, I guess next couple months, what's going to be happening. I'm so excited for the award show. In all honesty, Tommy, you're not on the Discord, so when you get a chance, right? It's no rush whatsoever. Um, I guess I'm going to aim to have it set up this week, but then I will also um, like add to it if need be for the award show. But what I'm trying to get at, sorry, my mind's like a million places right now. um, if you could think of any awards that you would like added to the award show this year, let me know. So we're gonna do the same ones we did last year. I think I discussed with the boardroom that I'm gonna add on two what oh, Z also got to the dad in the bathroom. I don't think I got to the bathroom bit. Yeah, I don't think I got to the bathroom bit. I think yeah, what I was talking about is yeah. So he's the dad of that family, right? So I got to him when he was at the living room table, and I think yeah, I'm trying to picture what it looked like the map, and I think there was two staircases leading up, so you could either go upstairs or you could go downstairs, and I think you could even reach the garage. So it must be like the main lobby I was in, but I already had played for like a couple hours, so it wasn't like the very beginning of the game, but it was still in the beginning of the game. If that makes sense. But yeah, back to the award show. If you can think of any other awards that you think are worth adding to that roster, let me know, and then I'll have Z Chick make a few extra emotes or trophies for those ones. Marie, you weren't here last year for that one, so soon on the Discord I'll put a little bit more information for you guys. But the award show is basically my giant way of saying thank you for being part of the community. There's awards to cover everyone. So if you're a streamer, if you're a viewer, if you're just somebody who's really active on the Discord, if you're someone that's just really into social media and very active on there, right? I tried to find an award for everybody. Not saying everyone's going to get the award, right? But I tried to make it pretty fair. And then basically everyone from Basement Gaming just votes on one another. The voting goes on for about 2 months. This way it gives you a chance to, if you haven't seen a particular streamer or you haven't interacted with someone, you kind of have that opportunity to do so. You're not obligated to vote in every single category. Like I know last year, quite a few people said, I have no idea who to vote for this category. That's fine. Just cast the votes on the ones that you feel confident in. If you want to vote for all of them, even better. If you just want to, um, vote on the ones that you feel confident in, then that's fine as well. Um, yeah. How about a pacifist reward? I mean, if you want to give me some details on that and tell me how we can go about voting for it, I'm down, Tommy. I was thinking, like, I mean, it was gonna be like a private thing, but whatever. We're on the podcast anyway. But I was thinking of doing like best guest on the podcast. So that could even range from Fun Dead, right? Even though he was the co-host of the time, now he's a guest, so you could have him on there. I was even thinking about opening up to those that are in chat, like yourself, Tommy, or Marie, who don't like to like hop on the actual Discord chat. But I thought that'd be kind of like a neat little thank you to everyone that's taken part in the podcast. So, and yeah, Tommy got a few awards last year. They were really, really cool. Like Zchik did a good job making them look professional and everything. And then, like, on Twitch, if you decide to stream, you get a chance to use those emotes if you want to. It's totally up to you. Or you can just keep them and just have them for whatever reason. um, yeah, so that's all that stuff. Okay, it's been like 2 weeks, eh? So I know last week, I'm trying to think back to Tuesday. Last week, I did Skyrim, which weirdly enough was like the best decision I ever could have made because I had the best stream ever on YouTube by doing Skyrim on a Tuesday. I even got 2 new people onto the Discord because of that. One individual who's really fucking cool. I gotta admit that. Like, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, actually. We never got around to that conversation. But anyway, the person's name was Zombie Bear. And yeah, they were just so engaged in the YouTube stream. It was really, really neat. Yeah, and then they afterwards, right? They hopped onto the Discord, liked everything they said, liked everything we had on there. Sorry, gave me some really nice feedback on the Discord itself. So yeah, like I mean, hats off to you, Zombie Bear. You were a very unique and interesting viewer on the YouTube channel, and I'm glad I had the opportunity there to meet you on a Tuesday. Sorry, Tom, what'd you say? Oh, I thought it was for games. We could do Silliest Award if you want to. Yeah, so if you don't remember, Tommy, it's the award show is for like everything, right? So like I was saying on there, you got best viewer, best basement gaming community member. We had, oh lordy, it's been a while. Best duo, which you and Zchik won last year. So I tried to, like I said, I tried to cover as much things as I could: streaming, viewership, and just being active in the community itself. Oh, we had best parent. That was another one. That was really funny because in my mindset, okay, when I said best parent, like I meant, like actual parent, like you have kids, and it's somehow everyone wanted. Okay, sorry, I guess everybody wanted it to evolve into like pet parents as well too. So then we also had like best parent, and then tied into that too was like best dog or cat parent as well. It was pretty good. I mean, people were into it. I liked it. That was the main thing. And then, oh yeah, to be clear, it upset everyone last year, but like it doesn't matter. Like this is for you guys, so I will not be in any of the categories. So if you vote for me, I will just basically say, sorry, can you pick somebody else? And that's just because, yeah, this is for you guys. I like making the award show. I like spending all this time, hyping it up, and yeah, just making you guys, more known. And also just like saying thank you, like you literally stick around with me an entire year or whatever it's been, listening to this goofy little Canadian talk about whatever he wants to. So like it's my way of saying thanks. um yeah, so sorry, so we did Skyrim. I'm getting really far in Skyrim. Like I'm actually really enjoying it. We haven't even really started the main quest. I've just been focusing on the side quests. Because let's be honest, any Bethesda game, the side quests are where it's at, right? Like they always have they always have the best side quest. Whew. After that one, see, this is the worst part about not doing 2 weeks because now I'm struggling to remember things. Did I do Shadow of Mordor? I don't think I did Shadow of Mordor this time. What the hell did I do? Oh, it was Dark Souls. Yeah, we did Dark Souls, and that's when I finally beat the 2 gargoyles, baby. Yeah, that was such a good moment. Oh my god, I was so happy when I beat those jerks. I was even more shocked. I was laughing yesterday because I played Dark Souls with Jimmy, right? The character I made with Jimmy has maybe an hour and a half of gameplay, I am already done like the two bells thanks to Jimmy, and I'm already on like the next area that you're supposed to explore in Dark Souls. With the main character that I'm just trying to man on my own, I'm 15 hours in and I just did the first bell. I was like, shit, what a difference. Like that is definitely going to be a good, I'd say 60-hour game for me. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. It was honestly pure luck, pure luck. I managed to kill one of the gargoyles, and then it was like, when you get like really focused in a game, you know what I mean? Like you start to sit up straight, your eyes are fucking glued on the screen. You don't even register what your fingers are doing anymore because they're just on a mind of their own. That's how I felt. And I was so focused on that one last gargoyle's health bar that I did like the thing you should never do in Dark Souls, and I basically had the rhythm down, right? And he was 2 hits away. I knew he was 2 hits away, so I got the one hit in, and I risked it for the biscuit, and I freaking slapped him again with another heavy attack, and that was just enough to knock him down. So yeah. Oh my god, I love that game. The more I play that game, Tommy, like I've seen a few people play it, but I would love to watch you like even just play like a few levels or whatever was possible. I think it'd be just really cool because like you're a very skilled gamer, you know what I mean? So it'd be very interesting to see your approach in those kind of games. Whether it's Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3 doesn't really matter. It'd just be interesting to see like how you approach those games and like what kind of strategy do you go into when you're playing them. I also like the one idea you showed earlier there. What was it? How about best helper? Like helper for games. I like that. That's a pretty good one. You're welcome, Tommy. It's true though. I mean, I've played enough games with you at this point to know that you could definitely pick up a controller and handle your own. Um, yeah, so yeah, we played Dark Souls. You beat that one. Like I said, we did double Skyrim. Monday. Oh, we played a lot of Apex recently. So I did play, I think, 3 weeks in a row Apex with 2.6, which really kind of got me into it. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really started to like Apex. Not to the point where I'd probably play it every day, but I'm more willing to play that game now, like once a week or once every 2 weeks. I'm even at that stage now where I'm willing to buy like the physical copy of it, just to have a few characters unlocked or whatever I get out of that package for buying it. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Battlefield is another one too. Actually, I did play a little bit of Battlefield this past week. Battlefield 5, sorry to be precise. Um, Yeah, like that's a good game. I don't know. I'm slowly starting to get into FPSs again. I think I'm not good at them whatsoever, but I'm kind of like Dark Souls. I'm at that point now where I'm trying to get a little bit better at it. I'm willing to accept a lot of defeat if it means that I'm making progress. If that makes sense. By the way, I have the Sega Genesis. Oh snap! Way to go, Tommy. Okay. Like, do you have like a certain idea when you might do it? I'll watch you stream it. I know it's not often you get a chance to stream, so yeah. If you could think of a day that you're gonna do it on, please let me know, and then I'll tune in. So, like I said, to give you an idea, it's 7:29 p.m. here, right? So usually by the time I get home from work, it's 6 p.m. So an hour and a half before this, I would be at home. So yeah, if you're streaming anytime between 6 p.m. to like 9 p.m. My time, I will definitely be able to watch you. Unless it's like a day off, then I have like the whole day to watch you. Um, yeah, let's see. What else did I do as far as gaming goes? I did do a little bit of Resident Evil 4, thanks to Tommy, because actually you did redeem that a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned that one or not. Um, that was fun. Tomorrow I'm off, Tommy. So literally anytime you play it, I'll catch you. But yeah, if you want to do tomorrow at 7, I'll definitely watch you play that one. It'll be cool to actually see what the end of that game looks like, because you know me, I couldn't freaking do it. Oh, I can't remember what boss it was I kept getting stuck on, but there was one there that was just pissing me off. I know you watched me a few times trying to beat him. So it'll be cool to see you wrap that game up. Are you gonna play as a certain character? I can't remember if you told me what your favorite one was to play as. I don't really think I have a favorite in Streets of Rage. Like I kind of like them all. It's just like whatever I'm in the mood for. Yeah, Sailor. Yeah, Sailor was a little bastard. um, yeah. Sorry. So while you're thinking of that, I really think that was it. It's kind of sad. I don't think I had much variety this week on PlayStation and Xbox. We're gonna play as Axel. Axel's awesome. I like Axel. I know he doesn't, but I feel with how long his legs are, he does have a little bit of extra range. You know what I mean? There's some damn long legs. On the Switch side of things, though, I have been playing a lot of games on the Switch. So I played the original Legend of Zelda, which Jimmy and I were kind of talking about yesterday. I don't know if you've ever played the original Zelda, like anybody in particular, um, but wow, is that game addictive? Like it's hard as funk because you don't have a map really. I mean, you do, but you have to like find things and unlock it, right? There is no fast travel, like it's basic as basic can get. But it's something about that game and the world that they created that I want to keep going back into it, keep on trying, seeing what else I'll unlock in my second playthrough, third playthrough, whatever the case is. Um, yeah, it's just I don't know, it's really good, and I'm glad it still gives me that feeling because as a kid when I used to play on the original Nintendo, that was definitely like my Morrowind, my Oblivion. You know what I mean? That was definitely a game I had like 500 hours clocked into. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's something really addictive, and me and Jimmy just both couldn't figure out what it is, but we both felt that same way. Like when you start playing it, it feels like home. You know what I mean? Like it has a really good feeling to it. I said you're compelled to keep trying to go forward in that game. Like yeah, just very well done Zelda game. Play a little bit the first game, and yeah, no map. Yeah, the map part made it really difficult. I forgot how ridiculous the first boss is, though. Here, 1 second. Sorry, see to wet the whistle. The first boss, you can literally stand in one spot, and he's like firing 3 fireballs at you. But by the time it makes it to like the left-hand side of the screen where you're standing, those fireballs are so like spread out that there's just no chance in hell they're gonna hit you. You know what I mean? Like it was the quickest boss battle I think I've ever done. I loved it. The other game that I am super, super excited to shout out because I didn't think I would like this game as much as I have is the what is it? This little war of mine. Is that how you say it? Okay, I always screw it up. I always add an extra character into it. I'm just gonna look on the Switch here. This war of mine. Okay, not this little war. This little war of mine. Just kidding. Um, Thanks, Cheyenne. But yeah, I really, really like that game. And I hate survival games, but that game I like. I don't really care about the story. Like, I mean, they really tried to, get you to cry and crap like that. Like, they really touch the feelings. But like, I don't really care. I just ignore the people and I just play the game as it is. But I like the whole like in the daytime, you're exploring your facility. You can interact with people. Actions you've made the previous night when you were like scavenging for food or supplies actually impact your relationships in the game with the characters. So, for example, first time I played as a dad and his daughter, and like I ended up robbing. Oh, it's terrible of me. I ended up robbing this old couple, and they were like, "Please don't. We need our medicine." I was like, "I don't give a shit. I'm stealing all this." And he's like, please don't take the last bit of my food. It's like, too bad, I still got a pocket empty. But yeah, like when I went back to my house, right, the daughter was like, I can't believe you stole from those people. I wonder if they're gonna die. I can't believe my father's become this kind of man. I was like, holy shit, girl. Like, you were literally extreme starving or whatever they labeled it as. Like, I had to make decisions. But yeah, it's really, really well done. Exactly. More food, less stress. Um, yeah, it's just I don't know, it's really simple, but it's really good. It has two different modes to it, so you can do a story mode. I was gonna start that, but I was like, nah, I'm not really in the mood for it. So instead, I just played like I guess it's like the quick play version. So you kind of just Bowser, shut up, man. You kind of just start up with random characters. So one playthrough, like I said, I had a daughter and a father. The second playthrough I did, I had three guys that just happened to like meet each other and were surviving. Um, you can lose characters, obviously, but it kind of makes it cool. So, like example, right now I have these three guys, right, and one of the guys went out on a hunt, and unfortunately, I ended up trying to steal stuff from someone I shouldn't have been stealing it from, and they shot me dead. So, then the next day he came back, and like that death was like, I mean, it's impactful as it is, right? Because I lost a character, but it even impacted all the characters in that house, right? Like they all went sad, they all had depression, and when they have depression, it makes it harder to do certain things. Like they may not want to build water filtration, or they might not want to build a stove oven or whatever it is that you need at the time, right? You can also get your character drunk, which helps improve their mood, but then it makes simple things like eating harder. It makes the character, just interacting with things more difficult. Like they really put effort into it. You know what I mean? Like for a very simple game, there's a lot of little game mechanics in there that make it fun. I enjoy good stories times, but I remember my brother, he didn't give a damn about stories. That's Cheyenne. That is Cheyenne to a T. Oh, not caring about a story in a game. Fuck. There are times like I'll invite Cheyenne to play a game with me that I'm halfway through, and like I am that person. Like we need to watch the cutscenes. Like I need to know what's going on, and she'll like push A by accident, like, oh, sorry, we skipped it. And I was like, oh, now I gotta play this game all over again. um, yeah, Tommy, I think you'll like it. I mean, I got lucky on the Switch; it was only $5, but I don't know, maybe PlayStation. It might be on PlayStation Plus. If you don't have that, it might just be cheap in general. I think Xbox had it on their Game Pass. Yeah, unfortunately, Cheyenne's struggling this week. She ended up getting strep throat. So she's been home Monday, Tuesday, and she's going to be home tomorrow as well. Just recovering. It's a little funny. I'm kind of teasing her a tad because like she was fine Sunday. Like Sunday was just like a minor sore throat, like no big deal, right? And then she woke up Monday and she just fucking boom, like her face just puffed out. Like holy crap, looked like a chipmunk. Oh, I'll let her know. Sorry, she just ran off somewhere. Oh, there she is. Everyone hopes she'll feel better, Cheyenne. Just smiling away. Me too. She was very, very devastated when she found out she couldn't have a drink for 3 days. Just kidding. um, I'm just bugging you. Um, yeah, so best of wishes, Cheyenne. Yeah, see, everyone loves you, Cheyenne. You're the life of the party. When are you gonna stream next? Okay, what else did I play on the Switch? So yeah, we did The War of Mine, Legend of Zelda. I dabbled a little bit more into. Let me just pop it open here on the Switch. Fallout Shelter. I played a little bit more of again. I like played a game here and there. on the Super Nintendo menu. I just wanted to see what they were. What I do want to try that they just recently added was Harvest Moon. I think the last Harvest Moon I played was on the N64, so I am kind of curious what the Super Nintendo version is like, because I don't know why. To me, I always thought that was a newer game. Like I thought Harvest Moon was like around like the N64 timeline. I didn't think we had Harvest Moons before then. So yeah, kind of curious to see what they do. I'm also still playing Breath of Fire. I'm still giving that a good go. It's pretty much what I summed up a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like if you like random encounters and you know RPGs where you just go from one town to the next, it's for you. You know, like this is just old school RPG. Um, yeah, Mindful the Farmer. Yeehaw. Most Canadian fucking yeehaw of my life. Okay. I just want to try it though. You know, I've always had like that. I don't know. It's something about those kind of games. Like I know they're not like exciting all the time, but it's just like nice to spend your time into. Like I've talked probably Marie's ear off at this point with it. But like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing was always my go-to like relax game. You know, like I love just hop in that world, funk around for a little bit, and then like that's it. I had my fun. Try it again in a month or so. Except for The Sims. The Sims is the only one that like I can play it, but it's not as much fun as like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley or things like that to me. I don't know why. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not too much of a difference, but yeah, something about it. Exactly, right? It's a perfect way to sum it up. I like that one. Cozy games. Exactly. Every day I wake up, it's a jump scare. No, just kidding. Um, yeah, yeah. So I think that was pretty much it for the Switch. I was just really excited to tell you guys about the War one. I think that was really well. That's a good question. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the first Animal Crossing, um, you did have multiple save slots, but you had four houses, so it was kind of like having multiple save spots. The only difference was is each character you made is just going to be in the exact same town as the first character. So you know what I mean? Like you won't have new animal friends to make basically. And if Tom Nook's store is upgraded, it'll still be upgraded with that new character. But as far as the whole like starting from scratch feeling, that's there. I don't know about City Folk. Like I said, I'm very familiar with the GameCube version. I don't know, maybe Marie might know more about the other versions of Animal Crossing, but I'm assuming they'd all probably run the same mechanic, where you probably get to pick four different. You have four different houses, sorry, and you get to pick a character for each house. I should really get the newest one. I don't know why I haven't yet. I have a Switch. I got Breath of the Wild, and that one kind of disappointed me, but I feel like the Animal Crossing won't. Exactly, Marie. Thank you so much. Like that's exactly how I feel with Sims. Like Cheyenne could just go in there and fucking go into town for like months. Like she's just having the time of her life. And me, like I'll make my house. Like it's not perfect. It's whatever. I just made a house, and yeah. And then I'm like when I'm playing as a character, it's like, oh yeah, this is just like everyday life. Like I could literally just go do this right now in normal life. Oh, I mean, I'm sure your sister would, Tommy. Like I said, I'll look that one up for you and see. But I'm pretty sure like Animal Crossing, like it wouldn't affect her world. I mean, the worst thing you could do, because I did this to my best friend, is in the older games at least, you could harass the animals in town and cause them to move. So, for example, like I kind of screwed my best friend over. He had this one character he was really fond of, and I just kept sending the guy like harassing notes, and eventually he left. And then I didn't tell my friend. I just gave him his game back. I was like, "Well, here you go. I had fun with Animal Crossing." And next day he's like, "You motherfucker." Like I get it. Like when you're really invested in that game, like like it takes a lot of effort to keep certain animals happy. And like the best part was is you could put up like signs in the town. So I had like Wolfgang is stupid. I think that was the character's name, Wolfgang. So like Wolfgang's a dummy. Wolfgang should leave. Wolfgang eats babies. Like I just had whatever. I was such a dick. The other one, like speaking of which, I mean it's off the rails, but I'm gonna go with it. Is Metroid Prime? That's another one I want to get my hands on. I never got to play the GameCube version, and I'm pretty sure we got the Switch version now that got re-released. So I'd like to try that one out and see what Metroid Prime's all about. See if it's a lot of fun or not. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm just gonna crack open my Tabaroonie here. So yeah, we were gonna talk about the most controversial. Or oh my god, I don't know why I'm saying that. We're gonna talk about lawsuits in gaming. Because I can't remember where I got the idea from. In all honesty, because about 2 weeks ago I had this now. But I kind of thought it'd be like an interesting topic because obviously we've had a long history in gaming, so there must have been some pretty wacky reasons that people have sued gaming companies. I went over a couple pages now before the podcast, and yeah, there were some pretty funny ones on here. Some made sense, like some I was like, okay, that's justified. I get why they did what they did, and then other ones it was kind of like, okay, that's really silly. Like you're just trying to make a buck off nothing. But before all that, I see that Pizza has hopped on. Hello, Pizza. Oh, is my thing down?
There you go. Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, not too bad, buddy. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm actually at my second job. I started a new job last Sunday, so I've been doing this for a minute.
Wow, you got a second job? Or is it okay to say what you're doing,
Oh,
or?
oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'm a groundskeeper for an apartment across the street from me, so I just kind of go around and pretty much just do some stuff around the apartment, make sure that everything is taken care of, all the gates are closed, anything that needs to be thrown away, like just keeping the apartment just looking good.
Way to go, my dude! And especially to have it like so close to you too, your second job.
Oh yeah, so it's not that. So yeah, I was wondering how I'm gonna be able to do this whole podcast with working, but I think we can make it work.
Oh yeah, no worries, buddy. Like I said, if you can't talk at a certain moment, right, because you're busy, I totally understand. Um, have you had a chance to play any games recently? You've been pretty busy now with your two jobs.
I mean, I did some games before. I thought other jobs. I was doing some Game Pass stuff. I was really waiting for Starfield to kind of drop officially so I can play it, but of course, I haven't had the time yet. But I think I'll be doing that probably tonight. I'll be starting Starfield. How about that? I'll be starting it and then just kind of testing it out, see how it feels.
Oh, I'm excited to hear your opinion on it. Oh, that's gonna be good. Like,
Oh yeah, it looks fun. I mean, just saying, people call it Skyrim in space, just
yeah.
following the space. And I mean, like, that sounds pretty cool. I might want to try it out to see how it feels. Like, see if it feels like real Fallout to me.
Well, it seems like the trend with a lot of people is after like 20 to 30 hours, they get very passionate about the game. Then all of a sudden they start to really enjoy it. I see like a few other podcast channels and streamers, etc. And most of them say like when they're first playing it, it's like it's okay, it's not that exciting. And then once they seem to hit their 20 or 30 hour mark and they're like a little deeper into the game, Starfield really seems to like unravel to them, and they really start to enjoy the experience. Yeah, I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that for me, since I played, well, we have both played Fallout for a while. I mean, it's gonna be Fallout, so I'll enjoy it out the gate. But yeah, I've heard about that how it gets better after like 12 hours. Like I think at least 10 people have said that before.
Yeah, and that makes sense, right? I mean, I know there's a few games like that out there. Uh, Tommy, by the way, says hello to you, pizza. I think on YouTube,
How's it going, man?
Tommy, pizza goes under Hawaiian dude, if I'm correct, right?
Oh yeah, I think I actually have my YouTube handle stuff in the Discord channel. I think it should be in there.
Yeah, Tommy was just saying if you ever see him on YouTube, his is pizza time.
Sounds good. Well, yeah, definitely. And, if he decides to, hit me with a subscribe, follow, or subscribe, I'll subscribe back to him for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I'll send you pizza's YouTube handle, Tommy. Afterwards, so you can check out his channel as well. Um,
Yes, it's still kind of barren. I'm sorry, Tommy. It's still kind of barren. I do plan on adding some stuff to it. I'm working on a video right now, but it's taking me a while just because of work and all the stuff that, like I'm using like two different editing software. I'm using this thing called Sony Vegas, and I'm using DaVinci Resolve. But the problem is that they both freeze, and like sometimes they'll crash on me. So I've been trying to fight those.
I feel you, my dude. That's like mine on the Chromebook. It either crashes or freezes. Not like often, but like when you're in the heat of the moment and you're trying to get that video just perfect, right? It's like fuck.
Yeah, especially when you have at least 30 minutes of gameplay or like whatever commentary,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, the whole thing crashes.
Um. Sorry, Maria. I saw your comment too. What'd you say here, Tommy? Look up Starfield in the NPC's perspective, and you can. It's funny. Oh, is that a video, Tommy? You mean? Look up Starfield in the NPC's perspective when you can. It's funny. Okay, I'll have to look up that video. So yeah, this time around pizza, we were gonna talk about funny, not funny, sorry. We were gonna talk about just different lawsuits in the gaming industry that have happened. So I have a few pages here of some different ones that have taken place, all the way back from the original Nintendo up until the current generations. But Marie shouted out one that she knew. So she was saying, um, Banner Saga, which is a fantastic game. I'm actually surprised people know about that one. Got sued by Candy Crush Saga for having Saga in the name. That is too freaking funny. Like, it's not like they trademarked the word Saga. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why they're. That's just a bullying move, if you ask me. Because like, people, I don't know what they're acting as if their their name's gonna be, like gonna be, what's the word, like tarnished. I mean, people know what Banner Saga. Well, I assume that people know what Banner Saga is, and they know what Candy Saga is. I mean, they should know that both games are not like on the same platform. So, what's the problem?
yeah, yeah. I said that one's. Oh my gosh, some people. Um, when you were speaking about Fallout, I had a good one here too. So this one's in is almost sorry about Fallout's season pass and its creation club. So what happened was um, when Fallout 4 launched its season pass, it promoted and promised players that it would get all the game's current and future DLC for $50. The problem is in 2017, Bethesda also released Creation Club, a mod marketplace where you could buy weapons, armor, abilities, and gameplay modes for Fallout 4, right? So they counted as a different entity. So this guy named Jacob Devine, he didn't like that, and he felt like Bethesda didn't honor their promise to players, right? That if I bought the season pass, I should have access to everything on Creation Club. That's only fair from what they offered. So he ended up filing a class action lawsuit against ZeniMax Media. I wonder if on here it says how much it was. No listing yet as far as what he's suing them for, but the case itself is still in court to be decided. This all took place before Microsoft bought Bethesda, so now that they've purchased it, right, it's kind of making the case carry on a little bit longer. But like, to me, when I read this, right, like I was like, yeah, Creation Club is completely different from DLC content, right? Like this is stuff that the player community made. It's not like Bethesda made it. So I get why they're saying like, like no, the $50 you spent on the season pass isn't equal to the modding community's Creation Club. I don't know, unless you guys feel different. Oh, sure, Tommy, you have a great night, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think I heard about that lawsuit or that, I guess, case study about it, but I mean, I can't say that I defend Bethesda on their whole decision, but it's like, I don't know. I think that when it comes to modern stuff, I think that, well, let me rephrase that. If the money is going to the modders for their work, then I get Bethesda's whole point. But if it's
Yeah,
not, then yeah, sue them.
yeah,
Definitely sue them for that.
because that's what I'm trying to think of. Like, I'm pretty sure when Creation Club launched, it was like players that made mods, and that this was like the first time they were getting recognized, right? Like, it's not like Bethesda themselves made all of these. I mean, maybe they made a few along the way, but I'm pretty sure Creation Club itself was just like the community supporting that game, whether it was Skyrim or if it was Fallout 4.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it'll go through. I think that it's just one of those things where, the writing's on the wall. And yeah, really, I think it's up to Xbox to see if it's worth their time now.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't label that as DLC. I get Bethesda's point of view on it. Um,
Yeah.
the other lawsuit I had here was with EA. Go figure. Um, basically, what the issue was is EA in both FIFA, NHL, and Madden have dynamic difficulty adjustment to make a game hard based on whatever your roster is, right? So when you first start the game, it says you get a free team to play with, and then as you play the game, right, you get to open these packs and you unlock new characters, and as your dream team is getting stronger and you got better players on there, the AI will respond to that, and the AI will get tougher. Now, where the lawsuit comes in, of course, is here. Where's the gentleman? Uh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So certain players are wanting to sue EA for this because they're saying that because you can purchase these packs, right, and get these characters, you could technically pay to win, right, to have the best team, which um, in turn, right, makes it more difficult for them to like beat a fellow player or whatever. Like they're basically suing them on the terms that you're paid to win in this game. EA and the few players that are suing them so far haven't come to any agreement. It looks like, wow, yeah, they have a few related to this one. EA is also facing lawsuits because of their loot system. Example, in Belgium, criticism over the government has caused the company to quit selling FIFA points entirely, according to European Gamer. I mean, I get it. I know this one. I feel is kind of old already. Because I know pay to win was brought up with the sports games. I know it kind of transitioned into a few FPS games as well. Um, But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why players would be upset. Play to win has never been a fan favorite model. Sorry, Marie, what did you say there? It's about the Banner Saga. Okay, so we do not have any concerns that Banner Saga is trying to build on our brand or content. Sorry, I'm just gonna scroll down. Okay, there we go. The makers of Candy Crush Saga. However, like any prudent company, we need to take all appropriate steps to protect our IP, both now and in the future. Basically, if they don't oppose anyone who uses their trademark words, then people can legitimately rip them off game names and can use that as lawsuit defense. That's what a shitty. No,
Yeah,
don't be sorry for the text wall, but yeah, what a shitty way to like defend your lawsuit.
yeah, I guess as a business person, teach business to kids. I taught my kids, the whole IP and like protecting your brand, but like there are ways to do it without sounding like, well, it has our name in it, so it must go viral. Like you can avoid all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It almost sounds like a gang turf war, like they were stepping up, so I had to show them that I was still the boss. It's like you didn't have to sue
Yeah, but I think
Banner Saga to make your point.
yeah, and plus, it's like that's a game that's only on PC. I guess in Game Pass too. But it's like the only people who play the game are PC people. You can't play Candy Saga on PC that I know of. So what's the issue there? Like that, I don't think they realize how bad they sound now, knowing that gamers like they're targeting different gamers, the wrong gamers.
That's a good point. Actually, I didn't even think of that. You're targeting a completely different market.
Yeah, so yeah, I can see why that case. I can see why them suing Banner Saga wouldn't go through. I can see right through that. But of course, lawyers, they don't know anything but arguing.
Um, this one company here, it popped up a few times. I don't really know their game studio, but it's called Digital Homicide Studios. So there's a few different lawsuits on here that seem to target them. Um, okay, so
Oh, yeah. That's actually, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
no, Pete. I was gonna say
I
you
just,
heard of them before.
yeah, I actually saw. So there's this guy who they were coming after called Jim Sterling. And basically, all Jim did was like, he just critiqued the game and called it an asset. Well, he called it asset because that's what they were doing. That they were using assets to make a game, which he says. I think he said like a few times that making a game with assets is not bad, but charging money for it is. And so he made that kind of his argument as well. And then digital homicide was felt like, well, he's targeting us, harassing us, and like all this other stuff. So took him to court. Well, tried to anyways. And they wanted to sue him for I think like $7 million because of just his word, like just his opinion,
Wow.
his review. Yeah, so it didn't go through. Like
I was gonna say, yeah,
the case was kind of just like,
Marie. There was. I agree with you. Yeah, she's heard about that one too. This one actually it sounds so familiar to the case I'm reading right now, but where's the individual's names here? Um, oh yeah, is it Sterling? No. Okay, so no, it's different from the one you guys are saying. Okay, so basically, sorry. What happened was. Here's what happened. Okay, as reported by the Polygon in 2014, the critic published a scattering review of Digital Homicide's first-person shooter, The Slaughtering Grounds. The review, titled "New Worst Game of 2014 Contender," should give you an idea of what the streamer thought of the game. Um, It seems that many have agreed with Sterling's assessment. The game itself on Metacritic only got a 1.1 out of 10, which is harsh. In response, Digital Homicide decided to make their own video labeled Reviewing the Reviewer, and thought of the video, though the video has been archived since then. In the video, they've actually called Sterling a fucking idiot, along with many other insults. Eventually, Digital Homicide Studios co-founder James Roman filed a $10 million lawsuit against Sterling for defamation. The case was dismissed in 2017.
Oh,
Holy
man,
crap!
that's a lot more than I thought. And yeah, this like so it's like you look at the video, Jim Sterling, he's not really he's not calling the people who make the game stupid. He's just calling the game what it is. And so I don't think these people understand what a reviewer does for a game.
Yeah, they
They
took it
help
personal.
customers and go find out. Yeah, very personal. And now, now they're down in the hole because they can't afford a lawyer for that. That's a lot of money to sue somebody, especially over something that's opinionated.
They even put a little cliff note on this one as well, saying that in 2016, before this whole thing went down with him, right? They also tried suing over 100 different Steam users who left bad reviews as well for this game, to the point where um, many sided with the users, including Valve Studios, which banned the company from Steam soon after, labeling them as too hostile to their Steam customers. So, way to go. Good for them. Since then,
Yeah, I don't.
oh, sorry, I was going to say,
I'm
since
sorry.
then,
Keep going. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I was going to say, since then, Digital Homicide has been trying to revoke their Steam ban because it's financially devastating to them to lose them.
Yeah, they're not getting unbanned. I mean, I think the fact that there's a video of them still up by the way, it's still up by Jim Sterling about what's going on. I don't think that Valve's going to really look at that and say, you know what, I trust you guys, get them banned.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty bad to go after 100 other users too, just for saying your game was crap.
Yeah, and then the fact that you think you're going to win against people who they may not even know who you guys are, anyways. Not, they're looking at the game on its own merit, so you can't really target them just because of what they're saying.
Exactly. I'm so sorry, Dulac. I just saw that you hopped on, buddy. How's it going? Sorry. Oh, you posted something on here. What is it? They also went to a crazy interview with Sterling. It's worth a watch. Ooh, thank you. Oh, you don't have your mic. Okay, no worries, buddy. Yeah, just go ahead and post in the comments there if you want me to read out anything that you want to add on to the conversation. Thank you though for popping in. I appreciate it. Um,
Oh yeah, that reminds me too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
cut you
no, go
off.
ahead, Pizza. What's up, buddy?
I was gonna say, so there's also a video on YouTube of Jim playing the game for like almost 2 hours, and like he's pointing out things that that are just legitimate. Like pointing out how blood animations don't look right, the zombies, all assets. Like this, the game looks ugly. He's right. So this it's a funny video, but it makes a lawsuit now make more sense after seeing it.
I have to. Yeah, I definitely want to watch these videos on YouTube just to see how crazy it got. um,
Yeah, I think like, he just type in Jim Sterling digital homicide. I think there's like maybe 4 or 5 videos, including an hour stream. But yeah, it's worth a watch.
wow.
Just kind of seeing how crazy some people can get over opinions, like just their feelings hurt,
Yeah.
and how people can get so just bitter over like words. Like I mean, I don't know. They don't seem to get that. And the crazy part is that I never heard of Jim Sterling until that court case came out. Because like there was some guy doing a video that top 10 worst. I think like drama on a video game, and next thing you know, I hear about Jim Sterling and digital homicide.
Yeah, I
I think
said,
that a lot of people feel the same way about it.
well, yeah, if anything, right, they just made him more popular, like the reviewer. Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like in fact, Jim Sterling, he's been in a lot of drama, not just with digital homicide. Like
oh,
there are probably, I think there are either one or two more people he's like got in kind of, I guess, bad blood with. There's one, I think it's I don't know if it's a person or not, but it's called Cobra Studios. But it wasn't that big though. I mean, like all they did was like they sent him a cease and desist, and then they just dropped it. That's really it. But yeah, nothing as big as this homicide though.
that's pretty cool. Okay, I'll have to look him up and see all this. Um, this next one kind of made me
Oh
laugh because
yeah.
it's just like, I don't know, when you play video games, like I know there is an addiction level to them. And there are some people obviously that go too far with it. Like I know World of Warcraft was a pretty popular one. People, like literally sacrificing their lives for it, right? Um, but to the point where you're going to sue a company. So what happened was Lineage 2, um, a player ended up suing them because the game was too addictive. So the dealio was in 2010, a man sued the South Korean game developer NC Soft as well as their Texas-based company for $3 million, claiming that Lineage 2 was just too addictive. From 2004 to 2009, Craig, the defendant, or plaintiff, sorry, played Lineage 2 for a whopping 20,000 hours. That's crazy. So from 2004 to 2009, he clocked in 20,000 hours, which when they broke it down was
Mhm.
11 hours per day, which is a lot. Um, he claimed that he had extreme and serious emotional distress and depression from the game. He also struggled to find time for the simplest tasks like getting dressed, bathing, communicating with family and friends. Smallwood lawsuit sought to prove that NC Soft was negligent for not warning him and other players of the game's addictive quantities. Even though they have a user agreement before you play the game, they're saying that it still wasn't enough to warn players how addictive this game could actually become. Um, and the courts themselves decided to disregard that user agreement and allow the lawsuit to proceed. It doesn't say if anything became of it as of yet. Um, just yeah, that the lawsuit stands as a cautionary tale for video game companies for two reasons. First, admitting that there is such a thing as video game addiction, and two, that just because you have a user agreement doesn't mean it gets those game developers off the hook in legal battles. But yeah, wow,
Hmm.
20,000 hours. Like I remember that game being talked about. I just didn't think it was that great.
I never played it, but I guess it must be really good to have that many hours in it. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I should side with either or. So, I mean, yeah, there is an agreement about it, but say you got addicted and you're upset about that. Like, come on. But I think you could probably argue that in favor of the game just because, like maybe a kid could get addicted to it too. So there
Yeah.
is an argument there, like for minors. So I could see it being on his side for sure.
Well, plus two, right? We know that there's been kids that have taken mommy or daddy's credit card, right, and have gone crazy on microtransactions. Like I know for a fact, I've heard stories before about World of Warcraft when it first came out, and how people would just give up their entire lives for that game. Um, so yeah, you're right. Like it's not like video game addiction's anything new. So I'm surprised that this court case actually went to court itself.
Yeah, but maybe I think that what people were trying to argue was that maybe, hey, people who are not aware of this stuff could be addicted. Which, yeah, I mean, that's still hard to like really defend unless it was a kid doing it. If it was a kid who had the argument, then yeah, I could see that being 100% a thing. You know, something like, yeah, hmm, I do think that with that user agreement, you probably could say that it's null and void because the agreement is talking about, hey, this is our game. If we just have to pull the plug on the game, you don't have access to it. If you buy skins on the game, they're still our property. So if we cancel the game, take the skins from you, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that a lawyer could say, you know what though, even though you have this user agreement, it's not talking about, addiction. It's talking about things such as epilepsy, legal crap, you know, skins, duration of the game. So yeah, they probably did have a case there. They probably had a good lawyer to kind of really push that case out. And yeah, they got lucky. That's all.
um, Dulac here was just adding in. Honestly, they could say that for me for Starfield right now. I'm chasing that space dragon. um, Pizza was just mentioning earlier, Dulac, that he was gonna eventually start that one, Starfield. So if you have any good tips, feel free to shout them out for someone just starting off the game. I kind of want to dabble into it too, but I still have to download it, so that'll be a whole nother freaking week.
Oh yeah, and I do know that Well, I'm getting on P. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm going to download the game on PC first because of the mods. I kind of want to see what these people have been doing. Plus, I really want to see like some kind of space mods like Halo or Warhammer, like something fun. And I think that's possible. So I'm gonna see how it looks.
Yeah, it's true. The game's been a while now, so I wonder, yeah, what kind of mods they've created in the community so far.
Yeah, they made a few, but I mean, they were mainly mods that like kind of helped game performance, and that's kind of. I mean, like they done a few other things like little glitches here and there, but I mean, like the main mods are just pretty much performance mods, which that's still good to have. Definitely good to have in case somebody is trying to play the game and they just can't run it for any reason.
Like, I don't know if you feel the same way, Pizza, but when I think of mods, like minus performance ones, right? I'm always excited to try out the silly ones, like having, like, let's say in Skyrim, the Shrek face on the dragons, or like Thomas the tank engine, right, attacking you, like just goofy things like that. Like, I don't know, I always wanted to experiment with those kind of mods just to see like how much it messes up your game.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like those for sure too. I actually had a mod on Fallout that like it made like because like anime military people. So it was
Oh,
funny. I
that's
tried it for a little bit,
cool.
and then yeah. I mean, it didn't really go too far because it's like, it's cool, but yeah, I definitely do like it. I like how you have all these options to just break the game and have fun with it, like make it your own.
Exactly, yeah. I know one guy from What Culture, the YouTube channel. I think he turned his Fallout 4 game into like Warhammer with the Space Marines. That was kind of cool to see. Sorry, Dulac.
Oh yeah,
Dulac was just adding on. He says, "Oh man, first big tip is that you can send cargo back to your ship from your inventory as long as you're closest to your ship. But I think you'll like it. It has been scratching that space cowboy itch for me. Marie's favorite mod is when they turn the spiders in Skyrim into bear. Oh my god, that's freaking cool! Spiders into bears.
oh,
Um,
that's interesting. Oh. Although to be fair though, I never really touched Skyrim. I think like I did. Well, I lying. I did one time or twice. Like one time just back when it came out, and then the other time in VR, and yeah, I kind of stopped playing it after that.
Like I said, for me, I was the same way, pizza. Like I kind of fell on and off Skyrim a lot. But I said since I started like streaming it, and just like I don't play the game off stream, like I only play it on stream for YouTube. I found that's what got me more engaged into it. You know, like almost like it was like a commitment. Like okay, I have to at least finish the main quest, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think I don't know if I would still play it. It's just because like it looks cool and all, but I don't think it's just my kind of style. I'm more of a Fallout kind of guy, so I think playing Starfield a little bit my alley for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm really excited to hear what your thoughts are, and I agree. I'm with you, buddy. I love Fallout. It's something about that world, the way they do their level up system, like all that stuff that just makes Fallout such an exciting game to play.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure to do that on my stream. Although I still have to go and do all my retro stuff. I still have to play some more Spyro, but I have just been like, I think after that last stream, I was like, you know what, that's cool and all, and then out of nowhere, back to work. So, I think that really did kind of zap my energy out for streaming. But I think tonight, I really want to do something tonight. So maybe after this stream, well, when I get back home from work, I might do an hour and just kind of check out some games.
Nice. Okay. I was gonna ask you, Pete. I don't know if you were posting it for in the Discord, but you usually stream on Twitch, right?
Oh, yeah, mainly on Twitch. I I did YouTube one time, but I don't remember how I did it. That's a problem.
Oh, okay. What like is
Yeah,
your
but
handle name the same? Is it just pizza or is it Hawaiian dude on Twitch?
uh, Twitch. My handle is I think it's either Santa Cruiser 96 or What a Gamer 90. I think it's What a Gamer 96.
What a game?
But I
Okay.
think that should also be in the Discord, in the chat, in the little show your like the streaming channel in the Discord server.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I thought I looked for you before. I didn't see you pop up. But okay, maybe yeah. Okay, I'll look back in there to make sure I have the right one.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Plus, I know I do follow you. I do follow you on Twitch.
Yeah.
That much I know.
Okay. Um. Okay. I know this guy's. I recognize this guy's name. But I can't think off the top of my head what he's famous for. But the next one is Jack Thompson versus Violent Video Games. So let's see here. Who was his lawsuit?
Well, I mean, with a name like that, I assume I could be wrong though. I assume that it's either like some random nobody who is against games because they're violent, or it's some guy in the government who is trying to push for no games because maybe he's trying to get some votes. So one of those two.
So true. Okay, so they say here violent video games didn't end up in court until 1997 after a tragic high school shooting in Kentucky. So 3 were dead, 5 were injured. Under the legal guidance of Jack Thompson, the parents of the 3 victims filed a $130 million lawsuit. Wow. Well, pretty much every popular video game company in the 90s, including Midway, ID, and more, according to the New York Times. Oh, okay. So they filed. Okay, so they filed a $130 million lawsuit against Midway, ID, and a few other companies. If you don't know who Jack Thompson is, Jack Thompson is makes his stand, against violent video games. You may know him from his crusades against against swearing in '90s rap music. Um, he has targeted groups such as the Miami Rap Group, Two Live Crew, and rapper slash actor Ice T. Wow. The plaintiffs argue that violent video games like Doom, Quake, Mortal Kombat, as well as things as pornographic and movies such as the Basketball Diaries drove teenagers to shoot their classmates. The court ruled in favor of the defendants, granting their motion to dismiss. Thompson continues to wage his war against violent video games and has even gone after Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, and even The Sims 2. Wow. Oh, okay. He went after Sims 2 for their supposed nudity hack. Wow, what a guy.
Uh, but I mean, yeah, like I have heard that kind of argument against video games for like decades now, and I don't think people understand that. Like, sure, there are violent video games out there, of course. Like GTA has you shooting random people for no reason. But I mean, like, I think we talked about this too with JW. How we're all fine. Like, no one really, like none of us became serial killers because we played GTA. Like, we're still adults, so that argument, I don't think it really holds any weight, especially nowadays. You have like legit reasons to hurt someone. Sorry, let me say. Sorry, you have legit reasons to. Actually, that sounds wrong. Let me rephrase that. There are people who are mentally ill for other reasons, and you really can't put on video games. So I don't
Yeah.
see them really win the argument.
I think your first opinion of him actually sounds pretty darn accurate because this just sounds like someone who saw a terrible thing take place and just tried to jump on the bandwagon to make a name for himself. Because like they say before this, right? Before he was even after video games, he was going after '90s rap music. So it's kind of wherever the media was targeting at the time, he just kind of bandwagoned with it. Because he even went after movies as well too. Anything basically it sounds like to blame media, whether it's music, movies, or video games, for the reason that kids are violent. That's a shame.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's I if we had an argument for like, maybe toys causing violence, then sure, because like you could argue that hey, maybe this dart game can hurt somebody's eye because you could throw at your friends. I think that's way more violent than some kid playing GTA for like an hour. I think that holds more weight in court because physical object being like thrown at somebody versus pixels on the screen. Like I think you have a case for that. But yeah, video games though, yeah, you really can't like get anything past that. Especially when, whenever those shootings happen, I don't think they happen because of that thing. Like for example, with the Batman shooting, like the guy the guy was not doing it because he saw Batman movies and he wanted to live out his Joker art. He did it because he was some guy who was just mentally unstable, and he used Batman as a way to, he used that movie theater target. That's all. He wasn't doing it because of Batman. He was doing it because he was crazy. And you can make the same argument for all the school shootings. Like people want to blame video games, but they don't want to blame things like bullying, things like stress from teachers or the school or parents. They don't want to talk about just how kids might feel oppressed in school. So you know they want to target video games as if that I said stopping that's going to stop bullying.
I get it. Yeah, I do agree. Like I know there are certain things that happen. Like just kind of on the top of my head here, right? I know there's been certain Beatles songs, right, when played backwards and spoke to people and stuff like that, right? But I mean, the percentage of people that might get converted by a game or a movie or whatever is so small compared to like the mass audience that's listening to that Beatles album or playing that game of Doom. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that changes everybody. And the few individuals that it does factor, like you're right, there might have been something else long before that planted that seed in their head and had them act out whatever that might have been. Dulac, you were just adding on to. Sorry, I had to step back for a bit. For the violence in video games, court drama, but a big thing to do. Oh, okay, I get you. Okay, okay. So the Colombian shootings, shooters, sorry, were making Doom mods. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, yeah, they were making Doom mods for their school, right? Like they were making like the map layout. They even had some speculation that one of them made a Doom mod set up as this high school. Yeah. Now that was never proven, but it was a popular narration of the people who were bandwagon on video games are bad. Yeah, I do remember that. What was that movie called? Bowling for Columbine. I think that was the one that kind of touched on it. But yeah, I do remember them trying to blame Doom.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, like, I don't even think you could. So I mean, yeah, sure. You know, if you had, if you were to able to convince people that hey, this new app is harmful to people, you may have like maybe a small, like a very small percentage of people going to believe you on that because the issue is that hey, you don't know if these people are doing it just because, well, you don't know if they're doing it for the school, like they're targeting the school itself, or it could just be some random building. I mean, there are reasons like you can always kind of disprove things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny you pick Doom as your one to map on a school when you have like The Sims or something. You know, like not to encourage people to do this, right? But I mean, like you pick Doom of all games, like. Um,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, and I'm guessing because like people could say, well, there's demons and doom and like all this stuff, but I mean, that these people who hate video games, they're acting like their alternative is better, where you're just watching Golden Girls.
Plus, too, like I don't know. To me, at least, like if you got video games, you got sports, you got whatever it is that people can relieve their stress from, right? That's like if you start to take away those things, take away music, you take away movies, take away video games, right? Like when people get bored, they make stupid decisions. Like it's just human nature, right? Like we get bored, we want to do something. So if you're providing people with all these different forms of entertainment, right? To me, at least, I don't know. I don't have any stats to prove it, right? But I do feel like that would keep someone more calm, more at bay. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to make a bad choice, like going onto the streets and beating someone up, or whatever the case might be, or just going on the streets and being a nuisance. Like if you get someone active and,
Oh,
and doing something, right? Then they're the busier you are, the what was the old sayings go? If you keep busy, you're not doing something wrong. Or whatever it was. I can't remember. My mom used to always say it to me. But it's
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that if you start targeting all these different things in the world, like hey, we're gonna ban music, we're gonna ban TV. Like, yeah, what about the people who are pushing it? Because I can almost guarantee they have their own little skeletons in the closet per se. Maybe these people they have played Doom back and forth, and like okay, I'm doomed out now, so let's ban it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, Dulac was adding on too. He says, "Well, I think media has always been the go-to blame for any tragedy or dangerous way of thinking. I mean, back in the day, people raged against radio when it became popular. Books were blamed for women getting ideas and not getting married. The establishment needs something to blame, and things seen as popular and harder to control are often the scapegoat." That's a solid point, my guy. I didn't even think of it that way too. Yeah, like dialing it
Yeah,
back
that's
into like radio and books as well.
yeah, which is kind of crazy because it's like you think that you would want to push better, like at least for me, I think that having all of these things it proves for like innovation. You can now people can now make better stuff because they have an outlet to make better things. So like that's kind of why we have all this heavy metal music, but we also have like all this Christian music as well. So
Yeah.
you now have options to choose what you want to do. And I don't think people are understanding that, by you allowing creativity to kind of go out there, yeah, sure. You have GTA, you have Doom, you have like all these games, but you also have a lot of educational games too that are helping kids become, like geniuses. So I don't think that people are looking at it the way. Well, I know they aren't. I
It's
think
so
that I
true.
think that the people who are going against all of this, they know what they're doing, and they're just trying to get, they're trying to get clout or whatever they called it back in the day.
Yeah, just like I said, just trying to make a name for themselves. Um, the other one I got here, this one, okay, I knew about the term hot coffee in Grand Theft Auto. I didn't know there was a lawsuit to go along with it. So for those of you that don't know, back in the day, if you had Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there was a hidden mini game in the game itself called Hot Coffee. And what it happens was anti-hero Carl C.J. Johnson gets frisky with his girlfriend. Um, but to also control, oh yeah, but you could also control his maneuvers, so, his sexual positions or whatever. Um, yeah, Carl's girlfriend invites him inside for a hot coffee, which is where the minigame got its name from. Rockstar, however, decided to scrap that minigame hot coffee weeks before launch, and the only reason you could access it is because people, dove into the files and they did what they needed to do, right, to access the minigame. Um, so yeah, sorry. So they ended up scrapping hot coffee itself as a accessible mini game, in fear that it might ruin the mature rating for the game. But like I said, unfortunately, they didn't delete the underlining code, so people still had access to it if they were willing to go through the files. In 2005, some clever modders found the code and enabled the minigame, and all hell broke loose for Rockstar, triggering a class action lawsuit against the developers. As a result, the company had to pay $35 to any player who filed a complaint regarding the mod. They also saw the game's mature rating swapped out for adults only. To stem the bleeding, Rockstar released a patch that removed hot coffee from the game entirely, which eventually led to the adults only rating being replaced. Um, this
Well, I know one thing though. Oh, sorry, what's that?
I was gonna say, this didn't stop Capitol Hill from citing the game as one of the main sources of inspiration behind the Family Entertainment Protection
Sorry.
Act. Had the act have been signed into law, it would have levied a $1,000 fine against retailers for selling a game um, labeled adult or mature to minors. So basically, not only would Rockstar have been sued, but if this Family Entertainment Protection Act came into agreement, EB Games or wherever you buy your game from also would have had $1,000 fine for selling it to minors, just because of that
Oh,
mini game.
wait, okay. I'm sorry. So it was gonna be like $1,000 per game, or just like overall.
It just says it would have been $1,000 fine against retailers for selling the video game. So I'm guessing, yeah, just one flat sum of 1,000.
That's I don't that law seems like I don't think that law is doing what they think it would be doing. Because like
Yeah,
$1,000,
isn't very
like these
much.
companies have millions. Like, yeah, like that's a bonehead decision, and I think that's why it didn't get signed because they're not really punishing anybody.
And even to play, like, I mean, even with Rockstar, right, being forced to pay $35 to each person that said they played the hot coffee mod, like, that's not that bad either. $35 isn't very much to give away to each. Like, even as 1,000 players, right, they're not really losing lots of money.
Oh yeah, especially when I'm sure the game was costing like 60, so yeah, they still made their money anyways.
Yeah,
Like if anything, like it's just like they made like money off of a game on sale, if anything. So yeah, I don't think again, government doesn't know what they're doing. You got a bunch of old people thinking that if we fine these people money, then they'll stop doing it. When look at Rockstar now, like they have almost $1 billion just sitting in the bank.
um, the other one here was Nintendo this time around. It's the new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. So what happened in this one, sorry, is 24-year-old Destructoid in 2009 bought a game, the new Super Mario Brothers, from a retailer. Now the problem was that he ended up buying the game earlier than it was actually supposed to be released, and for whatever reason, he decided to prove that he bought this game early and had it available online for other people to download. And the game ended up getting downloaded over 50,000 times. Nintendo ended up catching wave that this took place. And they ended up serving Bert, sorry was the individual's name, $1.5 million lawsuit. The Australian federal court sided with Nintendo and told Bert that he had to pay he had to pay the fine of $1.5 million plus pay $100,000 for the company's legal fees that Nintendo had to use. A funny little side note they added to this is, in a bizarre twist years later, Bert announced on Reddit that he also received a mysterious gift from Nintendo, a limited edition Ganon statue from the Wii HD edition Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So, I mean, he had to pay the fine and everything, but at least down the road, Nintendo, I guess, maybe they felt guilty or whatever the case was, and they ended up giving him a limited edition statue.
Yeah. See, I don't. Now, Nintendo, like, we know how they are. I mean, like, we have seen the stories over 100 times, so we kind of figured that, yeah, this would happen. Like, it's nothing new. But I guess maybe back then, nobody really knew how powerful Nintendo would be, a property.
Like, I'm pretty sure for Nintendo, it's like they have their little pie chart, right, with all their profits, and like the top one is like lawsuits, and then the second one's like games.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure with the amount of money that the amount of trouble people get into Nintendo, yeah, I think they have more than enough money just from the lawsuits alone to like keep them going for the next decade. So yeah, it's one of those things where now you know how the Nintendo people play with their property. They don't take too lightly to people pirating it, which yeah, whatever. But I don't know. I don't really play Nintendo games like that, so I really can't like side with either person in that case.
The other one didn't really catch me by surprise, but CD Projekt Red Cyberpunk was another one that was listed on here for lawsuits. So, okay, so basically what happened was after the game was launched, right, there was a lot of YouTube videos made about the video game itself. Sony ended up yanking the game from the PlayStation Store and offered refunds to people for Cyberpunk. Despite the company's normal stingy refund policy, the only players who seemed satisfied were PC users who gave it a decent score. Anyway, after all this took place, lawsuits started to come in. So next came the lawsuits against the game, which was compiled into one mega class action suit. So in May, according to CD Projekt Red's press release, among the people suing CD Projekt Red were the company's investors. You can't really blame them, considering they botched the launch and caused the company's stock to shred over $1 billion in value in a single day. So not only were like players basically suing them, but the company's investors were suing CD Projekt Red for all the money they lost. The plaintiffs claimed that they were misled by CD Projekt Red's projections, while in reality, Cyberpunk 2077 was virtually unplayable on current generation Xbox or PlayStation systems. Whether the game developers' actions were above board from the legal standpoint remains to be seen. Yeah,
I heard about that one. And, what's up?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I know that game was just under hot fire during that first year. Like,
Oh yeah, but the thing is that what I don't think people are looking at is with a game like that where you have a public company, it's the investors who are saying, look, get this game out before the we have to report our earnings. And so the investor said, get this, yeah. The investor said, put it out. The manager said, put it out, and the investor said, okay, all right then. And so really the investors are to blame, but they don't want to say that though. They don't want to say, oh, we messed up on our end. We should have had more time in the oven. Nah, they just said, sue them, get our money back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they were the ones that would be pushing them to bring out the game, and then they're the one that are suing them. Ah.
Yeah, so yeah, a very and of course, the people who got targeted the most were developers because that seems to be the thing where if you have a game that just does not do well, you blame the person who designed the toilets and not the person who led the project.
A few more here for you guys. This one was kind of funny. I don't really have an Apple phone, but apparently Apple versus Epic Games. So what happened was the background behind it, sorry, is Apple and Google Play. They work with gaming companies, and 30% they take a 30% processing fee. So I guess when you download a game off of Google Play or the App Store for Apple, right, they take 30% cut. So, and that includes microtransactions. That's the big deal on this one. So what Fortnite did was they offered a 20% discount on any game currency, so any V-Bucks that you buy, but you have to buy them through the Epic Store. So it's kind of like a shortcut, skipping out of Google, skipping out of Apple, and going directly to Epic, right? So anyway, after a short time of doing this, Apple found out, and Google as well, and they ended up filing a class action lawsuit against them for finding this like loophole. Let's see here if there's any results on it so far. They ensured the court battle between Epic and Apple was
You work
filled
DoorDash? Oh
with
yeah,
eye-opening
that lady's
moments.
gonna be
While Apple's probably not stoked the lawsuit
yeah.
is bringing sticky issues like fairness of anti-steering
Y'all
rules
just
to
wait.
light, gamers have gone to watch the
Of course.
HBO level drama play out on the internet. As Epic does everything in its power to at least put on a show. Okay, so it's still not even solved yet, the case on who's in the right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sorry. I don't mean to take the mic from you like that, Michael.
Yeah, like I don't know. To me, that's they found a loophole. Like what I mean. And Fortnite's. I mean, Epic Games is obviously the one that makes Fortnite. So I mean, I don't know. More power to them if they can get the money. I feel like they should.
I guess.
Go ahead, pizza.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying. Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's always funny when it's two big companies, right, going at it. I mean, I know Epic Games isn't as big as Apple or Google, right? But still, it's two decently big companies fighting over like 10%.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, it's just one of those things where at the end of the day, because I know my kids, sorry, my students, a lot of them have Apple things, so they can't play Fortnite anymore because it's not on the Apple Store, and so what happens is you're now punishing the customer for doing nothing. You're not saying, well, since Google wants to be petty, we're going to take the game away from. Sorry, since Apple wants to be petty, we're going to take the game away from the customers in order to, I don't know, to show that we're superior. I don't know. Seems stupid.
It is. It really
Seems
is.
really stupid. Yeah.
Oh, greedy companies.
Yeah. So,
The
yeah.
next,
So it's just yeah. Sorry, keep going.
the next two I had here are just related to Grand Theft Auto. So, like I was saying, Jack Thompson is going to pop up again. So, there's another one with him. Funny enough, it ties back into the hot coffee incident. So, for years, attorney Jack Thompson. Yeah, led by Moral Corals. Okay.
These two.
Sorry, that's just his background. Um,
Oh yeah, the next song.
Following the
Yeah.
controversial hot coffee mod in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Thompson unsuccessfully tried to get Bully as well banned from store shelves after he received a T rating for teens. He then tried to get Manhunt 2 banned from the United Kingdom, having had enough of Thompson. Take-Two Interactive decided to sue Jack Thompson himself back for all these different lawsuits. That's funny. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so he went after Grand Theft Auto for their hot coffee incident. He went after Bully for having a teen rating. He went after Manhunt for just basically not being around in the United Kingdom. And then yeah, Take Two Entertainment sued Jack Thompson back. Eventually, the two parties reached a settlement and they dropped their respective suits. So nobody ended up winning. But at least someone fired back at him. The other one I had for Grand Theft Auto was for Lindsay Lohan. So she claimed that in Grand Theft Auto 5, they took her likeliness. I do remember this one. It was basically like a photo. I don't know if it was even like in a loading screen or what, but it was like a photo of a blonde-haired girl holding a cell phone. I don't like they show it on here too, and it doesn't even look like Lindsay Lohan in all honesty. But yeah, apparently she felt it was enough to sue them. Let's see here what we got. Upon the 2013 release, the game was unsurprisingly a center of attention from multiple gaming outlets and devoted fans. Unfortunately, the game also had attracted attention of actress Lindsay Lohan, who claimed that the woman in one of the game's loading screens was modeled after her. It took 4 years before Lindsay Lohan's case was anonymously rejected before the New York Court of Appeals. The 6-judge panel condemned that the image merely discipled a 20-something-year-old without any particular identified physical characteristics. Yeah, it literally doesn't even look like
Why
her.
should
Like,
we
I
think
don't
that?
know.
Oh yeah, GTA.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan suing them for
Yeah.
the model that they used in the loading screen.
Yeah, see, I don't get that because like I don't think she understands that there are like probably a million girls that look just like Lindsay Lohan. That it could be any girl on that loading page that they took an image of. So, like being self-centered, it got her nowhere. 4 years of
So true.
wasting her time. So yeah, I hate when celebrities when celebrities get into lawsuits, they make it a big deal, and really they make it more like a publicity stuff because I know for a fact that she didn't want the money. Like she just wanted to be relevant. She wanted to have her name in the newspapers
Yeah.
and social media because like once the case got dropped, I mean, no one talked about her anymore or the case. So yeah, I don't think it really did her any favors.
Sorry, Marie. Did you have something else you were gonna add on? I saw you said okay. To be fair, did I miss? Just make sure I didn't miss anything you said before that. No, okay. If you had something on, sorry, I'll read it out. The other one I had was for Red Dead Redemption 2. This was kind of cool only because I didn't know this was an actual like real life group. So if you're not familiar with the storyline, Red Dead 1, you have the Pinkertons, I think they're called. Make sure I have the name here right. Yeah, Pinkertons. So there's the one guy, right, that kind of uses John Marston. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah,
To like
I heard about that
yeah,
one.
to take out all the gangs and stuff like that. And in Red Dead 2, you actually get to see like the whole Pinkerton group. So basically in real life there actually is a Pinkerton agency, and they sued Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption 2 precise, for ruining their reputation as an organization. Faced a cease and desist from the real life agency over its portrayal in the game. Take Two would respond to the
One
absurdity by
more,
launching a
that's it.
so Take Two or Rockstar, responded by actually filing a lawsuit against the Pinkerton agency as
Oh,
well for
I'm
suing
sorry,
them.
man.
That's too funny.
Sorry,
Uh,
sorry to dip out of that. That was my little thing at work. But yeah, I heard about the Pinkertons and that whole thing, and like how I think that they're like a bounty hunter kind of thing. And I mean, I think that that makes them more legitimate, if you ask me, because hey, they now have like legit representation of themselves in the video game. Like I think that's better than just having like your name kind of filled in with some kind of satire company, if you ask me. I think
okay, and the
that's
last one I
well,
had for you guys was Universal
you're playing.
Studios attempted to get easy pay from Nintendo. Um, Universal
I
Studios
mean,
president Cindy noticed that the massive success of the arcade coin machine Donkey Kong and alleged that both Nintendo were infringing on the studio's film rights to King Kong. However, Nintendo's attorney and future president Howard Lincoln told Mr. Scheinberg
yeah,
um, that they had done their homework and that the case was irrelevant. Attorney John Kirby, so funny. Okay, so John Kirby, and then in brackets it says who was paid tribute in later Nintendo franchise. So I wonder if that's where they got the character Kirby from. Not only highlighted the numerous differences between the two, but like Donkey Kong and King Kong, but also cited a prior lawsuit in 1975 with Universal, where they ironically proved that the plot of the King Kong was public domain. So basically, the case got thrown out. That's too funny, though, as if Universal Studios tried to claim that Donkey Kong was King Kong. All because
no, that's a I don't Nintendo being Nintendo. I don't get why they keep trying to push these things out, knowing that they don't hold any water.
it's so funny. Yeah, I said like there's so many different things. I can't remember the one now. It was a while back I read about it, but there's even that one with the guy. I think the guy's name is Bowser, and like it has nothing to do with his name, but like what he ended up doing, I believe, was he either like pirated a bunch of games
I got you, man. I got you.
or he like I think he was giving like a low subscription fee for a bunch of
No,
older Nintendo
no.
games, and anyway, Nintendo ended up finding out, and they
Yeah,
yeah, they sued his ass. um, yeah, so that was all the different court cases I had. I'll have to look up the Jim Sterling or Stephanie Sterling, whatever name they go under at this moment, um, to see what that whole thing was about, because now I'm really intrigued. I kind of want to watch the video on it. But before we wrap it up, because you brought up pizza, I always find that this is kind of useful information to know, because I've been in your situation before too. But do you have any tips or anything to let people know what it's like to work two jobs? So, if, like, for example, for me, when I was working two jobs, the best advice I could give someone is try to have those two jobs as close together as possible, or in, like in your case, close to home. And the second one is just abuse as much sleep as you can get. If you can get an hour in between shifts, take that hour of sleep. You know, if you can get 9 hours in one night of sleep, take it. Right. Still enjoy your day off when you get them, but definitely try to get as much sleep as you can because you need it when you're working two jobs.
oh yeah, no, yeah, that's kind of one of my kind of tips, like I know that for my jobs, it's kind of lucky-ish, I guess, because I have my day job, and that ends around like middle of the day, but then my night keeper or my groundskeeper job starts at night, so I have about 3 hours in between. And the I keep saying night keeper. The groundskeeper job is like I'm only doing it for about 1 to 2 hours. So really, like it's just like it's like doing an exercise, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Only 1 or 2 hours.
Oh yeah, compared to my 8 hour day job, yeah, it definitely works out well. So and really, like I mean, it doesn't it pays it pays what you expect it to be for a groundskeeper, per hour. But I mean, it's not bad though, 'cause, it's like I can still pay the bills with it, and I get to work out, I get to get out of the house for a little bit longer, and yeah, it just I get to relieve some stress from my day job as well. So it definitely helps. But yeah, besides, yeah, one of my other tips would be if you're going to get a second job, I would definitely not make it another full time job because I don't think that anyone can handle working 16 hours doing like something that requires a lot of effort. I don't think that, I mean, you could. I'm not saying you can't, but I know that for a fact that people like our brains, I'm sure that your brain probably turns off too after a whole shift at at Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah. um,
Yeah, so
go ahead, pizza. Finish your thought.
oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like that. Like just get a job that doesn't require too much energy or too much thought, and of course it's always shorter. But also get a job where if you have to work on the weekdays, that you're doing it for like maybe 2 3 hours max, maybe 4 hours max. So that way, you can get a little cushion going on. But yeah, like that's just my tip. Like get a job that has you working at night, preferably before midnight, because like you still gotta do your day job still. So get a quick, easy job, like maybe even a side hustle, and yeah, like you're gonna be sitting pretty when that paycheck comes around.
You mentioned one thing there, just to add on to. I don't know if it's the same in the States or if it's just in Canada this happens. But when you're working two jobs, at least in Canada, unless Pizza says it's the same for the States, careful with your taxes. So, for example, when I used to work two jobs, right, I was the goofball, like Pizza describes, where I had full time at one job, but I had almost full time at the other job, and I ended up losing money in the long run because when I had to go claim my taxes at the end of the year because I made such an absurd amount of income, right? I ended up having to pay back a whole bunch. So it almost like in the end really wasn't worth it me having a second job. Like I wasn't really, getting ahead of the game and all that much. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same factor in the States when it comes to doing taxes, but that is one for Canada to watch out for.
Uh, I don't think so. I mean, well, let me see. Yeah, no, I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think that like the taxes that came out of my pay, well, I guess what I got my taxes pulled out of my check every paycheck, so I was good. So I wasn't really owing money at the end of the year. But I want to say, like the taxes I paid versus what I got from my paycheck, I don't think it was like, yeah, like it made a little dent, but it wasn't like I was paying out half of my money, maybe a tenth of it. So there definitely is a case about the whole tax thing because I'm sure that some jobs like maybe Uber or Lyft, like those kind of jobs where like they don't really tax you. You got to do it yourself. Yeah, like those kind of things. Yeah, you may get screwed if you're not careful with it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think that for most part-time gigs, well, sorry, like like actual like part-time jobs, like with your pay to you get the taxes taken out already. So I think if you're going to do that kind of thing, then you're okay. But yeah, like little side gigs here and there where you got to do your own taxes, yeah, like that's kind of tricky on there. And I would definitely watch out for it, and maybe you can claim some tax exemptions on your end since you're a contractor, you're an independent contractor.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's a good idea as well to do. I didn't even think about that.
Uh, Yeah, I mean, I don't know though. I mean, I just happen to look at I look at the tax forms and I kind of see what's going on with it. So I think that there, yeah, I would definitely be careful with. But yeah, those are just my tips about it. I don't, it's kind of just standard stuff about having a part-time gig. But yeah, oh, also if you can, definitely work those weekends. Not like work them maybe for about at the max 5 hours. Like, don't put 8 hours into a weekend. Like that's like doing a whole another day your full time job.
Yeah.
Don't do all that. Like maybe like just do at least 4 to 5 hours. That way you can get a good amount from that one day, and that's it. After 5 hours, you go back home and you chill, and then do the same thing for Sunday, and you chill. Preferably do it in the morning. Weekend mornings, are the best because, like for example, if you work at a mall, like you're not having to deal with like you can avoid all that mall traffic and all the crowds if you go in the morning versus you start like you going to work later, like like you going to work like around like maybe 2 or 3, and then going home at 8, or it's packed. So I would definitely say do weekend work, do it in the morning, and do it for like kind of like a morning little shift here and there. But yeah, that will definitely help save you some stress and get you some money.
Yeah, it's a great tip. Yeah, yeah, I like that one. Work on the weekends, but try to minimize it and still have your whole
Yeah,
day.
'cause yeah, 'cause I know when when I was when I first got my apartment, like my first time getting an apartment, I was like, you know what though, I have all this free time because I was working from home, so I definitely had a lot of free time. And so, so okay, I had 3 jobs during that time period. But, I had a job, my day job, I had my little my groundskeeper job, and then I had my weekend job, working at a store around the mall. So, I had money coming in, but I was just, I had nothing to do because it was also during COVID. So, I definitely had a lot of free time and a lot of energy to kind of spend. So I was definitely making some stuff work.
Yeah, wow, that's really busy. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good balance you had. Holy crap, to make all 3 jobs work.
Yeah. But now, with COVID over and like the fact that, I can start going out and doing stuff, I'm like, you know what? Maybe just having 2 jobs is enough right now. That way I can actually enjoy my weekend and I can actually enjoy, having my time to myself after work. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do it again, but after after being out and like enjoying life, I'm good. I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. Well, thank you, Pizza, for joining me tonight and chatting with me while you were working. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man, no problem. I always, it's always fun to, just talk to you about anything really, and especially at work, like, it's kind of just me doing whatever. So, having a conversation, it helps make the time go by fast. Even in a 1 hour job, it makes the time go by fast.
Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that. And thank you to Dulac for joining us. I know you had to hop off there to do some things. And Maria as well for joining in the conversation. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, you too, man. You take care.
You too, buddy. Have a good one.
Of course, all right, man.
Um, there we go. And as always, to my wonderful viewers, we got tomorrow, sorry, the Wednesday stream where we do another round of Skyrim. Like I said, we're gonna try to bang out 2 more of the podcast videos, so I'll have this one wrapped up hopefully this week, and the one I'm currently working on also done. I was kind of watching the time. I'm trying to keep them all around 2 hours, so it's not so long for editing. Uh, yeah, and then we got Friday, which is Let's Get Physical Friday, and I still don't know what I want to play. I might play Dark Souls. I think it might be Dark Souls because playing with Jimmy really got me hankering for that game. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I end up playing. Maybe I should buy a new game just so we can have a little bit of variety because I know I haven't played too many different things on the PlayStation. Or maybe I'll even hook up the Xbox and we can just freaking see if that thing's gonna be able to work for streams again. But regardless, I hope you guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you for watching and tuning in and taking part in this conversation as I butchered names and poorly pronounced, I'm sure, quite a few words. I appreciate you guys taking part in it and just having a good time with me. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful night.